All right, so here we are. I'm here with you, Joey. Thank you for coming to the LaFond Social podcast.
Good to be here, man.
Yeah. And you said this is your first time doing a podcast.
Yeah, it's the first time. I actually wanted to do it before. But yeah, first time like being here, in front of a camera. But I think life's all about going out of your comfort zone and just doing stuff, right? That's where you really grow. So I was like, when you asked me, I was like, why not? Let's do it.
And that's what you've been doing recently, is you've been going out with the glasses, the Ray-Ban Metas, and you came here with the intention, to you already had the channel started, right? Your Instagram channel?
Yeah.
And you came here with the intention to come to Colombia and to do more stuff, no?
Yeah,
more
man.
Content.
Yeah, man. Like what I really like, the thing I'm most passionate about in my life is just connecting with people, man. Just giving good energy away. And I had my own community going on in Netherlands where I kind of like, where guys come together and we go on the street and be social, right? Like social with people, but also social with women. And I was doing it like for a couple of months and I was like, fuck man, I'm so passionate about this fucking area. I need to grow it, right? So let's start social media. And then, once I was in Colombia, I was like, let's build it bigger. And I've been to Colombia before, so I know like the social vibes here, they're pretty strong with the people. So I was like, man, that's my little story from here.
Okay, cool. So you came here, you're actually heading out in a couple of days.
Next Monday, yeah. Mm-hmm. So my last 2 days here, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so you, what does it feel like now, like with like reflecting on your experience?
Yeah, pretty big, man. It feels like, I just talked to you about like even before the camera, right? It feels like time goes so fast. But even though time went really fast, if I look back at all my experiences, like so much stuff happened in terms of meeting people, like growing, in terms of like, even like realizing how important it is. Like when you do stuff in your life, it has to be a fuck yes. Like with dating, with business, like with everything, right? Mm-hmm. And like, I feel like in my travel here in Colombia, I really like tap into that. Like if it's a fuck yes, do it. And if it's not a complete fuck yes, like don't go for it.
That's what you're saying about like meeting women or meeting potential romantic partners, and maybe you could apply it also to potential business partners and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And if it's a fuck yes,
yeah,
then it's something that you probably want to do. And if it's a maybe, I'm not sure about it, then maybe it's not something you really want to do.
I completely resonate with that because I have had dates, and we all had dates in our life where we don't really feel it, but we're like, fuck it, let's still do it, right? And what I realized when that does happen over and over again, I'm like, fuck, I waste my time. Mm-hmm. But like, if you actually like are social and you go on the street and you're able to create opportunities with yourself, with people, with friends, with like women, like you realize, at least I realize, and a lot of people do, I think you as well, there's an abundance, right? In opportunities. And if you know there's like an abundance in opportunities, like you don't have to settle for anything less than a fuck yes, because you know there's the abundance, so you have the option, so why would you go for anything less than that, right?
Right. Yeah, so that's something that we've talked about a lot, and briefly I'll say that you came here and you've grown your social channels a lot since you've been here. How many Instagram followers did you have when you came to Medellin?
Yeah, man, I think like almost like 50% more, man. So I had like 6,000, like whatever, and I think even like less than 6,000. And when I came here, I grew it until like 12.3K right now. Mm-hmm. So like 6,000 followers more, man, in the last, I want to say 3 months, but I'm already here for 6 months, man. Time goes so fucking fast.
Yeah, and so let me explain a little bit to the audience what you do, and we'll obviously post the links to your stuff.
Yeah.
But so now you go out and you have the Ray-Ban Meta glasses.
Yeah.
And you go out and you're being social with people, you're meeting people in general, right?
Yeah.
Also with a focus on meeting women as well.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. Mm-hmm. So like my vibe is actually what I do is like, you want to like give good energy to the world, right? Mm-hmm. So if you want to give good energy to the world, like you have to take care of yourself. So my thing is 2 things. You have to take action, like actually talking to women you really like being social, like being that social person in combination with taking care of yourself. Because then you are social and you're not only being social, but you have a good energy to give because you take care of yourself, right?
And what do you mean by taking care of yourself?
Just live what we talked about, man, like the fuck yes, right? Like live a life of fuck yes, because if you have a job and you don't really like it, but then you see the woman you really like, right? You're not gonna have like the best fucking energy because like the job, because you don't really like it, you don't have the best energy at your job. And there's this quote in life, like, I don't know if you ever heard of it, I think I made it up myself, like life is like a swimming pool. So if you kind of piss in the swimming pool, not just one part of the swimming pool gets dirty, but the whole swimming pool gets dirty, right? And I believe it's the same with life. So if you actually like, you have a job you don't really like you kind of like have habits or friends you don't really like, right? You don't really resonate with them, but then you see that girl, like how are you able to like be your best version of yourself? Because you don't take care of yourself the best way you can.
Right.
That's what I truly believe in. Yeah.
Right. So I want to say there's something, there's a bunch of people who have come here and done like this kind of pickup artist stuff, right?
Yeah.
And they've gone out and they've like just basically hit on women.
Yeah.
But you've taken a little bit of a different approach.
Yeah.
Where you're focusing more on the social aspects of it. And your channel is called Social MoJoe.
Social MoJoe, yeah.
So explain that to me.
Yeah, man. So what I think is like, if you want to connect with a woman, like many people, there's these terms like in this kind of pickup industry, because I've been through all this group, so I know, I've experienced it, right? There you call it like day game or night game. Let's do day game together, right? And there are just a couple of guys who just hunt a woman, and like I don't really truly resonate with that, because what you're doing when you talk to a woman, you're connecting with another human being, right? So you want to connect it as another human being, and like what I really teach is like, if you want to be better in talking to women, you want to get better in talking to human beings.
Right.
So you want to be more of a social person instead of like just trying to like up your game, because you can have the best fucking tactics in the world, right? But if you're not true to yourself, the woman's gonna feel that anyway. Like maybe not the first 5 minutes, because maybe you enhance yourself in such a way that your mask is really strong, but she's gonna find out the first or second date, right? Because you cannot like keep this mask on for fucking like when you spend like longer time with each other than just like, yeah, man, yeah.
Yeah, I also believe that it's like a social skill, right? So like if you want to meet what I say like high quality people, like people who, you know, I would say at a similar, you know, level as myself, right? Someone who, I'm an entrepreneur, I have my own business, I'm fit, I have a fitness routine, I have a meditation routine, I take care of myself, I have friends. And if I want to meet someone who is equal, at least equal to me, then you have to go through lots of different people. And I believe that, you know, if you want to meet women of those qualities, right, you have to have those qualities. And second of all, you have to know how to talk to women who have those qualities. And I think that's something like you're kind of talking about. It's like you have to go out there and talk to them, because women who are high quality are gonna kind of maybe they call it like they'll test you, right? So they're gonna if they're a really quality woman, they're gonna say, well, who are you? What do you know what I mean? They're gonna kind of give you a little bit of a hard time. And you have to be like, have your frame, have your stance, and be like, no, I deserve to be here. I'm here talking to you because I want to talk to you.
I really like that. Yeah, right. Because like, I really like what you're saying, because you said two different things, right? You have your stuff going on, your life. But at the same time, you can have your stuff going on. You can be really happy about your life. But if you're not practicing being social, you're still not used to this aspect, right? Because you might have everything in your life figured out, but if you don't practice your social skills, you still might have like a lot of anxiety around it. And when you see that woman, you're still not able to kind of like show your full personality. So I think if you combine these two, what you're saying here, right? Like you have your own business going on, you do your meditation, and you combine that with actually practicing on the street and realizing, I think it's more realizing, because I think you resonate with this as well, right? Like the more you practice your social skills, the more you realize like, hey, I am able to show my full personality, right, to that quality woman. So you realize it's fucking, you're safe. Like it's not a scary world, right?
Right.
It's just like us going out of our comfort zone, like me being here in the podcast and just experiencing it. And by experiencing it, you fucking grow. Right. That's what I really like. Yeah, that's like the kind of stuff I stand for.
And you have to go through those rejections. You have to go through those times where, you know, you have those hard lessons. You kind of like, you maybe met someone who you thought was really cool, or a beautiful woman, and then she was like, she kind of like slapped you around, just, you know, to you know, kind of say,
I know that, man. Like I've heard this phrase as well. Yeah.
And you're just like, oh man, I really lost on that one. Like, you know, but you kind of like get up and you're kind of like, oh, okay, cool. I get it now. It's like when you're playing basketball or something, you went up for a shot and the bigger guy just comes in and slams the ball down. You're like, all right, I'm not gonna come up in this way next time. I'm gonna maybe do a little fake and then come up on the other side, you know? I
love how you say it, because I think this analogy is the most healthy way, because the way you say it, it's like a game, right? And I really like it this way, like it's not too serious, because the moment you're gonna take it too serious, you're not gonna flow anymore. If you're like, fuck, you know, it's just a game, like we're learning, right? It's like we're playing a boxing match, sometimes we get like a fucking uppercut, and then it's up to us how we respond the next time. Because the cool thing is about life, about the universe, how everything works, what I truly believe in. If you take action, life is gonna give you more opportunities, right? And like if you like stay close to yourself and you keep doing what you really like the opportunities are endless. So the lessons are also endless if you're actually open to learn. But that's another thing, right? We can take action and everything, but if you're not open to reflect your own actions, you kind of stay stuck in the same loop, right? Also very important.
Right. You have to learn from it. You have to take action. That's another thing I'm doing. Like right now, I'm doing more audiovisual production stuff, and I have to take action. It's like I have to put myself out there. I have to make more videos, YouTube stuff, podcasts.
Yeah.
And it's funny. It's like you go do something in one area of your life, and then it gives you abundance in another area.
Yeah.
So it happens to me like, okay, I make podcasts, I do things, I shoot things, I make videos about Colombia, and then people see the content and they're like, oh, can you come make a video for my business? Or can you come do this? Can you come do that?
Yeah.
And I'm not marketing, I'm not saying, hi, can you hire me please? But I'm just doing what I like to do.
Yeah.
And then that attracts people to you.
I really like that, man, because if you do, I really like that, because if you do what you are meant to do, right? And that's like, if you do what you like to do, I think if you like what you're doing what you're meant to do, right? Then your energy is at a certain level and you fucking feel good. And when you feel good, and you know it as well, right? When you're socializing, you feel really good, you're able to attract like opportunity, right? Because people, what I truly believe, people want to be around good energy. So if your energy is just fucking like up here, right? You feel good, like whatever you're doing your shit in life, like people want to be around that. And it's like the most natural consequence is that you're able to create opportunities for yourself. Like me being here, right? With the channel. It's funny how we met as well, right? Like at the gym.
Yes, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, man. So maybe it's nice to tell it, right? Like I just had a workout and we're talking about social skills, about approaching. But we actually met in a similar way. I just had my workout and I was actually, I think, waiting for the Uber. I was having like my protein bar. And then he came up to me like, hey man, do I know you from somewhere? And I was like, hey, you know what's going on? And then we had this amazing connection together, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I seen you with your blue eyes. You're standing there kind of chilling. I'm like, this guy just looks like peaceful.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, man.
And it's funny because like that whole, vibe, now people can say it's like Riz or like charisma or whatever, but it's also like going out into the world and then seeing people that you might have similar interests than you, right? And it's like, this is the complete opposite of like, I don't know, trying to follow people on Instagram or like trying to meet people on Tinder or whatever it is. It's like you're seeing people in real life that you think could have similar interests that you do, and then you can approach them just like you would approach a girl. It's like it happened with my other friend. He was like he's a big muscle guy, and I just saw him. I was like, hey, what's up, bro? Like, where you from? And then now we're like buddies. He comes to my gallery, we hang out. I did a photo session for him.
I love that.
And it's just like I could have just kept on walking, like some guy, but I was like, hey, I like your style. And some people would say like, oh, you're going up to guys and like just talking to random guys in the street. But it's like, well, it works with guys and men and women. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a social skill.
And I think like the more you do it, and I think also like, I mean, you never thought, right, when you left the gym, like, oh, I'm gonna approach a person, right? No, it's fucking happened to you. So I think the more, I was talking with like a client yesterday, like he came to like Medellin to get some coaching for me. And I said like, I feel like, and it sounds maybe like it's like the concept I have, like there's like this invisible like spider web of opportunities, right? And I feel like the more we tap into ourselves, but also if you just specify it to social skills, right? There's this invisible spider web, and the more we tap into the fucking social skills and the more we tap into who we are, the more we realize how much opportunities there are in this web, right?
Yes.
And it's like, I think also the more like we tap into like who we are, the more we realize that like we're able to attract. So we're not going, we're going after it, but not in a way like where we're pushing it, right? It's not like, today I'm gonna push, right? Let's do it. No, at one point it's gonna be fun. Like meeting a girl or meeting meeting you, like for example, there in the gym, it's fucking fun, like meeting new people, right?
Right.
So not this fucking big of a challenge anymore. It starts to become more of like a fun way to like expand your life.
Right. I think it's interesting what you're saying, because also it's like the more practice you have, the more comfortable you are doing it.
Yeah.
And what I found for myself is I had to kind of force myself to be social at first.
Yeah.
Even though I'm like a very social person.
Yeah.
But to go over to that level where I'm like, I really want to talk to that really pretty girl, or I really want to like put myself out in that business opportunity or whatever, and like really go for that extra next level thing that I want to do.
Yeah.
And what I realized is then when you're in the situations, like the everyday situations, it becomes easier. Then when you're in the yoga studio and you see the pretty girl in the yoga studio, you don't have to think twice about, hey, I'm gonna go say hi.
Yeah. I like it, man. It starts to get part of your system, right? In a certain way. Yeah.
Because you've done it before, you've been out there, you've been social, you've talked to all these people, and then like, you know, you're in a situation where you're in a dance class or you're in whatever, then you're like,
Yeah.
can walk up to people with complete confidence and
I love that.
you don't have any setbacks.
Yeah. And I do think like, if you're not there yet, right? Because I think a lot of people maybe who are watching, they still feel anxiety, right? There's sometimes I still do. And I think like, even like if you're not there yet, but you want to approach and you're like, fuck, you know, it should feel normal. I think no, right? Because you're doing something which you're not used to. So when you're actually taking action, let's say you have two guys, right? And you have two guys and they see a really pretty girl and they both feel attracted to the girl. Like one guy might not feel anxiety at all, but the other guy might feel a lot of anxiety. But like one guy might not feel anxiety at all because he doesn't even see it as an option to approach her. And the other guy's actually approaching her, right?
Right.
So maybe the guy with more anxiety actually is taking action because he feels like if you feel anxiety, for me, it means like your body is preparing for the exposure.
Exactly.
Right? Mm-hmm. So it's actually like feeling anxiety is really a good thing. But the thing is like, when you do it more often, you get used to it, right? Like I still feel like social anxiety, like, but I kind of like, fuck it. I felt it like 100 times in my life. So I kind of like get to know and you get used to it, how to deal with it, right?
Yeah. Do you have any idea of how many approaches you've done here in Colombia?
A lot, man. I don't even see it as approaches, man. Like approach for me, it feels like, hey, you know, I'm doing an approach. For me, it's just like connecting with other human beings, right? Mm-hmm. And I think like connecting with other human beings, I do it every day, man. Very cool. I feel like in Colombia, like we talked about it, right? It just enforces like being social because people here, what I feel with the culture, it's just people, they are fucking social, man. I go in the cab and this fucking taxi driver is looking at me with so much passion in their eyes and I can learn so much from this, man. It's like really inspiring.
Mm-hmm. And what's your experience like in Colombia for people who are maybe haven't been here yet? Medellin, is this a good place to come and just to be social and meet people? And what do you think about maybe the language barrier?
Yeah, well, I have a good example on that. Like 5 years ago, I also came to Medellin and I didn't talk Spanish at all. So I do want to say there could be like a language barrier, right? Because like the way we talk, if you don't talk Spanish and you want to connect here, but you don't talk any Spanish, we cannot have a conversation like this, right? But I also feel like energy is also saying a lot. Like the way you look at each other, like the way you talk, the tone of your voice. So even like if you like feel afraid of that, like you learn by taking action, right? Same with social skills. So what I did, like when I came to I came to Bogota 5 years back. I didn't talk much Spanish, but like I wanted to be really fucking social. So I was going up to people. I was like, hey man, talk to the phone, please. I have Google Translate. And I was making this amazing connection with Google Translate. And it was even fun that I didn't talk the language because we were both making an effort to understand each other. And then we made the connection that way. So if you're worrying about it, I mean like, do it, man, experience for yourself. But if you do it, like there has to be a willingness from you to take action, right? Because if you're going and you're like, fuck, there's a language barrier, and you start to be in this negative state, like it's still your own fucking fault. Because I know from experience that it doesn't have to be like a barrier.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah.
Right. Yeah. And it seems like, I don't know, what's happened to me is like, now I'm pretty fluent in Spanish, and now you've gotten pretty good at Spanish. Your Spanish has improved a lot, even in the time that I've seen you.
Yeah, kind of, man. But I can have like a basic conversation, but like, let's say two paisas or two people from Colombia are talking to each other. For me, it's still kind of difficult to get my head around it because they talk so fast, but it's improving.
Yeah. What I realize is like people are a lot willing and more patient to communicate if they want to. And there's a lot of other, types of communication. So it's like a lot of people you meet, if you're talking to somebody, they actually might know a little bit of English. Yeah. And you kind of can get through the conversation. And a lot of it is said with, like you said, your tonality, your vibe.
Yeah.
How your hand movements. There's a lot of like non-verbal communication that's going on, right?
Yeah.
And then you have to learn, like, obviously at least the basics of Spanish, like let's go get a coffee.
Yeah.
How do you want it? You want to go here? You want to go there?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I love that because there's like some people that just focus about like the language, but like that's also what I teach, like in the videos I make, like you can do so much stuff. You can focus on so much stuff in your communication, right? So even if you don't talk Spanish so much, okay, what can you do about your tonality? Maybe you can improve some other things, right? Maybe like when you talk to someone, maybe you can be really clear in your body posture. So there's like so many stuff you can focus on if you don't talk the language to make a connection with the other person.
Right. Yeah. And we were talking earlier before. I wanted to touch on this topic because we started to talk about it.
Yeah.
And I was starting to say like, we were talking about intentional dating, I guess. I don't know where we were going with that conversation.
Yeah.
But I was saying like how I was starting to date someone, and then I'm actually like, I'm 44 years old now, and I'm thinking like, I want to, in some years be a family man.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting, like dating with the intention you know, or what your intention is. Your intention is like to know somebody, to have a serious relationship, to have a family. Like how quickly do you kind of need to kind of figure those things out before you move on in the relationship with people? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So how do you mean a certain way? Can you repeat this question again?
It's not. I don't know if I was actually asking a question.
Yeah.
I was more making. We were kind of talking about it earlier. Yeah, and I was just talking about like I was just talking about my situation. I met someone.
Yeah.
I don't know where that was gonna go, but
I remember, man. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess once I mean, it's I'm talking about, I guess, intentional dating.
Yeah. So I think we talked. I remember, man, and then we talked about it like about the fuck yes, right? Like if certain things are a fuck yes, yeah, that's like where we kind of stop the conversation. Like certain things in the conversation was a fuck yes, but then there was like one really important thing, which was like, that's maybe not a fuck yes, right? So what are you gonna do in this scenario?
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think, Joey? What's your opinion on that?
I mean, like, I like it to be a fuck yes, man.
All the way around.
Yeah, right. And if, let's say, it depends, like how important like certain areas is, right? Let's say you really want to have children, and let's say the woman actually doesn't want to have children. I mean, this might be like super important, right? Because children has like a big impact on your life. It has to do with purpose, about like actually like raising someone, right? So this might be like a really important fuck yes.
Yeah. It's interesting. I've been like thinking about this recently.
Yeah.
And one thing that I came up with is some people, I've talked to various different people about it, and some people's opinion is children are something that just happens. Like you have a relationship, and if you have a loving relationship or whatever, sometimes you get to the point where you're just like, maybe we should have kids together, you know?
Yeah.
And then some people have the opinion that it's like, no, that's actually something you plan. Like if you know you want to have kids, then you're actually like selecting people for what you want, right?
Yeah.
And then so that kind of changes it. It's like are we selecting people for certain qualities and certain different things we want, you know what I mean? Or is it just like, is it more romantic? We're just meeting people and seeing how it goes?
Yeah, man. And I remind me, like what you're saying right now, it reminded me of a quote of my father. And I really respect him like in many ways, but I think this quote didn't work for me. He said like if you just work on yourself, the women are gonna come, right? They're just gonna come magically. And I always believed in that. I was like, fuck, I was like 18, 19 years old and they never fucking came, right?
Right.
So it's like, I feel like it's the same kind of with this, like, hey, you know, like you're having this relationship, you're having a good time, yeah, the children are gonna come when the vibe is good.
Right.
But if there's not a foundation from the get-go because she doesn't want it, like how can you expect it like it's gonna be different in 3 years?
I agree.
Because she already gave you the fucking signals from the beginning, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I don't resonate with the stuff like, hey, it's gonna come anyway, especially if we are like guys like us who actually like, we wanna live with intention, right? We wanna like live our life, we create like the pet we want that we're like the most excited about. So if there's like this kind of thing in the beginning, I think like for us, I don't want to speak for you, right? But I think you kind of share the same opinion. It's like it doesn't work that way, right?
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
I agree. I believe we are selecting.
Yeah.
So I think that, you know, and that's the whole process of actually dating, actually what it is, right?
Yeah.
It's the selection process.
Yeah.
Like we're mammals, we're animals. We're looking at people and we're saying, you know, is this someone that I want to spend time with, or everyone is now analyzing this, right? And I think even women, when they meet someone, or they meet someone like me or like you, and they're gonna analyze, they're like, okay, is this guy a playboy? Is he a fuckboy? Is he just someone that I just wanna hook up and I wanna have sex with once?
Yeah.
Or is this guy like a long-term provider? They're analyzing that, and and I think people make a decision pretty early on, because they ask a couple questions and it's pretty clear. You can like kind of like play with it a little bit and like, you know, discover further. And obviously if it's someone, I think if you're going to date someone for, you know, real long term, and it's someone that you're going to have children with, then the selection process should be way even longer, right?
I get it, right? And I think like at this point it's a really tricky point, because I think many guys like in this society, they don't have like the options, right? That's why I think like if you're a pretty woman and you just like open your Tinder, you have like so many guys texting you. I don't say it's bad or wrong, it's just the way it is, right? But as a guy, you know, it's different. Like if you don't have the social skills, like you don't have the same, it's really difficult to get like the same amount of abundance as women. But if you don't have like, that's why I always say, if you want to improve like in social skills as a guy, you also need to be able to create high quality options for yourself. Because only if you're at the point where you're able to create like high quality options as a woman, from this point you have like, how do you say this? You have a choice, right? Because if you didn't have that, right? if you're like, fuck, I finally like meet this woman, and you're so happy that you finally have a woman, right?
Yes.
You don't see you have a choice. You kind of like, okay, she doesn't want children. Let's fucking do it, right? Because like, what am I else gonna do, right? Finally a girl who likes me. Right?
Yes, exactly.
And I think this point is like really important as a guy. Like you should be able to create options for yourself, because if you are a woman, like a woman probably has the options. So we should at least be able to create the same as a guy, or else like it's never gonna be equal, right? Because that means like you're always gonna want it more than the woman, and you never have like a healthy balance going on in a relationship, because you're always more needy than the girl or the woman.
I agree. I think this is a really interesting point that we're talking about now, because it's like, I think there's some people who are against, like, or at least I've got this, it's like, they're against guys going out and meeting women. It's like, I don't know, there's this whole movement, it's like, you can't just go out and approach people, you can't just go out and talk to anyone. And I'm like, why not? Like, how is that better than like going on Tinder and swiping and meeting some random person that you've never met who could drug you? Like, how is that better? Like, where... Yeah,
man. I really resonate with that in so many. I even like, go on. What do you want to say?
Well, the other thing that I was gonna say is that it's also like, men. I think it's powerful for us to, like you said, to have options.
Yeah.
So it's like if, like you said, if I hadn't been out like dating and meeting lots of attractive women, then I would meet some girl and then she would have lesser qualities than I actually want. Yeah. And I would just be like, oh well, she's like, out of the 5 women that I met in the last couple of years, she's the best. You know what I mean? But it's not the case. I have lots of beautiful, attractive women in my life at the moment.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna say, you know what? She's not a fuck yeah. She's not a fuck yes.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm sorry, that's not gonna work out for me.
And I love what you're saying here, right? Because now actually everything what we're talking about kind of intertwines together. Like, is it a fuck yes? But to be able to be a fuck yes, you have to like develop yourself in a certain way so you have freedom of choice, right? And I think this is not just with women, but I think with life, right? Like, oh fuck, we have to do like university and then we get a job, but we don't really like it. It's just a fucking way it is, right? Mm-hmm. And I think like it's a mindset, right? Because if you actually choose, and I think everything in life is like just one decision away. If you choose like, I'm gonna live my life as a fuck yes, the thing is, what happens, like your mind is gonna challenge you. You're gonna come up with a lot of anxiety, but then you have the choice, how I'm gonna react toward all the stuff which is in my brain. And at this moment, you can really change your life.
Right? Yeah, I mean, that's been happening a lot for me. And I mean, throughout my career and through my life, I've had a lot of decisions. I've had a lot of decisions where it's like, oh, you could just make money, you could just do this. And I feel like I've done a good job of being like, no, I'm doing this because I believe in this thing. Like I worked at NPR because I thought it was cool, independent music. We recorded artists. Like I did that because I believed in it. I could have easily gotten another job, you know, doing whatever. And now for me, it's like, what do I want my life, how do I want my life to look? And I'm like, I mean, what do I really want? I'm like, I want to grow a YouTube channel and be able to travel around the world with beautiful women. Maybe at some point there's just one beautiful woman that I'm traveling with, but until then, it'll just be Rob making videos, traveling around Colombia, meeting beautiful women, selling my brand, selling my shirts, selling my audiovisual production services, and just going on trips, going on my motorcycle, you know, being out in the world and just making videos and content and stuff like that, and just having fun with it. And it's all recorded. It's like,
I love it, man.
It's all like, I was watching my videos, and it's like, it's literally like I have like a book. I'm writing a YouTube book. It's like, it's all there. It's all like, they're all little captures of my whole journey. And it's like, oh, look how Rob was back then, and look at him now. And then it's always morphing into something new. Yeah,
I think even though if you are living your purpose, right? Let's say you are making your videos when you're kind of like traveling around the world, and even me doing my videos, even then it's not always going to be like, I feel so amazing, right? Even in this process, you still have to optimize a lot of stuff, right?
Right.
Like I remember like 1 month ago, I was like shooting content on the street. And like my idea is always I want to come from energy of giving, where I'm able to give good vibes away. But that morning I wasn't so fucking productive. I was like scrolling on my phone, just like kind of like doing a lot of like unproductive stuff. And it just felt like my brain was just full of nonsense, man. So I was going on the street and I was literally like talking to people, but I was literally feeling like I don't have anything to give right now, right? So even in this process, and when you're living your purpose, even then you have to like still be really aware of optimizing your own energy for you to create space for that fuck yes, for your action, right?
Yeah, it's like, you know, the consistency. It's like today I was
Yeah.
tired, I didn't want to go to the gym.
Yeah.
But I'm a gym goer. So I fucking today and I went and did some bench presses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't want to do it, but I did anyways, you know?
Yeah.
And that separates the people who are actually living their vision from the people who are talking about doing their vision. It's
Yeah.
like those days that you don't want to do it, that can turn into a month to a year,
Yeah.
to a lifetime.
Yeah.
And then like, you know, it's like I only do it when I feel like I want to do it, right?
I love that. And then you actually become unstoppable, right? Because then you keep going no matter what happens. And then I think that's the 1%, man. Yeah, I think that's it.
Right now, like on my YouTube channel, I have like only 340 something followers, right? I just started doing this YouTube thing. And I've just decided, okay, I have a plan. I'm releasing videos on Thursdays and Sundays. I'm making content. I have to decide what the content's gonna make it. And then the results are up to whatever happens in the universe, right?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have that consistency of like what I'm doing.
Yeah, man. And even that you have like 340 followers. I remember when I started, and like when I had like 100 followers, I was like, fuck, man. I was like posting my stories, like, wow, you know, there are like 20 people watching my story. I was like, that's amazing, bro. Like sometimes we get so hooked up on like the big numbers, but even like the small numbers, like having 100 followers, like even if people saying like, I don't have the amount of followers, bro, how many followers do you have? I have maybe 50 followers. Bro, you have 50 followers? So that means like 50 people, if you're in a room and 50 people are in front of you, that means like you are in the possibility to inspire 50 people. How does it feel for you, right?
Yeah, it's like a good musician. They don't, whether they're playing in a stadium or they're in a living room playing to 5 people, they're gonna give that great performance, right?
Yeah, I love that.
You know what I mean? And that's the same thing. It's like people are like, you gotta have these big numbers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's also just like the quality and the connections. And also the one thing I'll say also about just having followers and having people who are interested in what you're doing, you're much better having 1,000 followers who are like really interested in what you're doing than 500,000 who like don't really give a fuck about you.
I love that. Yeah. And and the cool thing is, let's say you have these 1,000 followers and you're really happy about the followers you're having. The cool thing is you kind of feel abundance with the 1,000 followers, right? Because you're like, fuck, I'm inspiring all these people. And because you feel abundance, that's how it works out in the universe. You're able to create more abundance. So if you actually are happy with the followers you're having, it's way more easier for you to grow your channel because you already feel you have abundance. So you don't need anything more.
Right, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, that happened to me a lot too. That happened recently with this equipment. I'm like a tech head, and I have cameras and stuff. I got a drone. But then I was thinking, oh, I need to get this thing. I need to get that thing before I can really start shooting audiovisual production stuff.
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh, you have like 3 cameras.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you can do it. Like you have to, it's not about the equipment or the circumstances. It's like, you'll get more stuff as you go along. Just start doing whatever you're gonna wanna do, you know?
I love it, man, because then only if you fucking start, only at this moment you have the learning curve, right? And then you can learn from your actions every day. I think like if you would have the best equipment and you would shoot like maybe 1 time a week, or you have the most shitty equipment, but you shoot every day.
Right.
Like I think like if you shoot every day with the most shitty equipment, you would probably grow way faster than shooting 1 day a week with the best equipment, right? Because your learning curve is like way more steep. It's like, is that correct English? Yeah, it's just steeper. Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool, man. All right, well, that was like the bonus section right there.
Yeah, man. For the people who actually buy the product, they get like a little bonus.
There you go. Wait till the end. Watch the video till the end.
I love it, man. And the thing is, like, when you tap, because right now you have the inspiration going on, right? About like traveling the world, meeting beautiful women. And I feel like if we tap into this inspiration, like every time I tap into an inspiration, I'm like, fuck, man, there's just another world goes open, right? Like I remember, like, I can tell a little bit story of how Social MoJoe started. Like 5 years back, I was kind of like in Colombia, right? And I was like traveling around. I was like, fuck, man, like my highest like reality right now is actually traveling the world and making money online. So I was doing trading Forex, right? Because I was like, hey, you can make a lot of money with trading. So I was doing it for 3-4 years consistent on my laptop, and it never worked, man. And the guys around me, it worked, but it never worked for me. And I never felt really good doing it. But I was like, fuck yeah, I can finally go to Colombia and make money there and just enjoy life, right? And I was doing like delivering food for Uber Eats, doing that, right? And then one day I just felt like I think you know what kind I'm talking about. I felt so fucking open, man. I was like talking to everyone on my scooter, talking to girls, talking to people in the restaurants. And I got this inspiration. It's selfish if I don't do something with it. I need to fucking do something with it. I need to share this energy with the world because I think this can transform many lives, right? And the same day, I made the decision to actually like start events in Amsterdam where guys come together and we practice the art of socializing. And this is like where Social MoJoe started, man. of
That's
this like
cool.
inspiration, and I tap into that, and from this inspiration and I'm tapping into that and taking action immediately, like a whole new world opened for me.
Yeah. And you've grown the channel as a modern, I haven't checked it, it was like 12,000 followers or something like that.
Yeah.
Last time I looked.
Yeah, 12,300 followers in like, and I started at the end of July with my first video with 0 followers. Like it was a completely brand new account.
End of July, which year?
Last year, 2024.
So you got 12,000 followers in less than a year.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, man. Thanks, bro.
Do you have any advice for people who want to start like a Instagram channel about anything and just grow it to that many followers that quickly?
Yeah, man. Like I think the reason why it worked so much for me, because I really felt like when I'm on the street, I felt like I'm completely doing what I should be doing, right? So I really feel like if you're completely doing what you should be doing, I feel like the universe or God, like whatever you believe in, is helping you in certain areas, right? So like do something you're passionate about. Do something you're passionate about, and don't do something because you think like, you have to do it. Because if you come in with this mindset, your energy is not going to be like super fucking high, and people don't want to follow you because they feel like there's something off.
Right. The universe is transpiring for you, not against you.
Yeah, true. But I do think like you have to like act in a certain way for the universe to actually help you, right? Because if you don't take responsibility for your life, it's like the universe is gonna show you, hey, you need to fucking take responsibility. But I think even then the universe is helping you, right? So I think the universe is always helping you, even if you don't do a good job, because then you feel shitty and you feel motivated to change, probably at a certain point when you feel enough pain to do so.
Right.
Right?
Right, yeah. Very cool, man. Well, thank you for spending time with me. Is there anything else you wanted to cover? I mean, I feel like we covered a lot of stuff. Is there anything else you wanted to say that we didn't cover on the podcast?
No, man, it was really cool. Thanks for inviting me for my first podcast, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I really felt like we had some really nice conversation going on.
Yeah, well, you'll remember this when you have like, when you got like 1 million followers.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, I'm gonna invite you back. Like, oh, dude, I'm too busy. I'm like, come on, man.
Hey, man, I will always make time for you.
I was
man.
the first one.
Then we're gonna meet, man. You have like 1 million on your YouTube, I have on my Instagram.
Yeah.
And then we make another collaboration, right?
Exactly. So, cool, man. Thank you so much.
It was amazing, bro.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, same, man.
My name is Rob LaFond, an audiovisual producer based out of Medellin, Colombia. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe, leave a comment, and stay tuned for more epic adventures. See you in the next one.